This episode of Nuff Said is brought to you by Tweaked Audio. To get awesome headphones, go to tweakedaudio.com and use the coupon code Southgate to get 30% off, free shipping, and a lifetime warranty. Or you can get there through the link on our website, southgatemediagroup.com.
Recording has started. Hey, that's the music, kids! That means it's time for Superconnectivity. I'm your host, Charlie the Professor Esser, and with me, as always, is the man of mystery, the man of wisdom, the man who brings it all together even when Lilith and I are both running late.
Phil, me, and Perich.
That's the guy. Hey, Philip. So, what a week. Let's start off. I know you said you want to talk about it here. The grand history of the Marvel Universe.
Oh, yes. The first issue by Mr. Mark Waid, the history of the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, and, man, I gotta tell you, obviously, I love it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little freaked out because apparently there was... Okay, first off, just going to say it, I always thought it was the Blue Kree who built the blue area of the moon. But apparently they've apparently retconned it. Now it was the Pink Kree who are building the blue area of the moon, instigating the entire war with the... Well, I don't know, man. First off, I don't know if I like that. It may be Marvel history. Doesn't mean I have to like it. Just like American history. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but I still have to acknowledge it as history.
I just wonder if there's a reason for that. If I don't know if something needed, if there was differing stories, or if something's coming up in the MCU. You never know.
Well, you know what? Here's one thing I'll say is they've been using the Pink Kree a lot more, and they've actually now established, because according to this, it is an established idea that the Pink Kree are the dominant race, and the Blue Kree are actually a minority.
I mean, look at the Captain Marvel movie. We got more Pink Kree than Blue Kree.
Exactly. So that seems to be a reversal of what we... But if you look at the... my favorite part, annotations with original comic book art. This is for all you Marvel Saga fans. They didn't forget. They knew what you guys love. They knew this is for Marvel Saga fans. We're going to tell a nice framing device and tell a good story, but we all know what you want is dense text with frames from comic books. And I think I speak for everyone in the world when I say yes, that is literally all we want. But there is a frame here that actually shows the... right here. Right here. They show that it is actually a Pink Kree.
Oh, yeah.
Fighting with the Skrull. And again, like I said, first off, it's like, so as an example, when the original Marvel Saga told this story, they had the Blue Kree. They also suggest that it's actually the Pink Kree killing the Kotai before the Judgment, so that the Judgment couldn't occur, whereas that isn't the case, you know? I mean, the original story was the Kotai bloomed an entire world, and the Kree built the blue area of the moon, and the Skrull said, well, actually, the Kotai did a better job. This also feeds into the idea that the Skrulls are a benevolent race, which, of course, feeds into our new modern interpretation of them. Although, again, a benevolent race turned violent by the history of the Kree-Skrull War.
Yep. I'm
just not sure. I'm like a little, the idea that, it's the Savage Pinks that brought about the war, not the fascistic blues.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if they're trying to say that. And first of all, I didn't know that the blues were supposed to be like the higher evolved Kree. That sounds like some Kree propaganda from the blues, if you ask me. I'm just going to throw that out there. I think the blues like to tell people that they're the higher evolved, celestial chosen. Yeah, the Celestials chose you, man. Yeah, every other race that they do that to, they make a eternal race, and there's no Kree Eternals. There is, it's also interesting that they suggest that, and again, this seems like a codification of history. Again, much like House of X, where it's now much more about creating a universal context for Disney rather than what was previously established. You see.
Oh, you mean people can have a plan for their shared universe? DC.
Well, yeah. Well, not for nothing. DC did a whole history of the DC universe a while ago that was, again, framed in a story context like that. It's very lovely.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've read it. It's very nice. I like that book. That's a beautiful book.
But, I mean, just like all the movies and TV shows and the comics, it's all like, oh, it's all separate, different universes. And just like now they're trying to fold every version of every character they ever had and, their whole multiverse and to make it all count. So it's a mess.
Yeah. But like in Secret Invasion, they established the existence of the Eternal Skrull.
Yes.
And his spouse. And I believe the Eternal Skrull survived Secret Invasion, although the ever-changing Skrull died. If I recall correctly. I don't think they both died. So, but now they're suggesting that the Skrull shape-shifting is actually a eternal gift rather than a or a celestial gift, which, I don't know. I just feel it kind of cheapens the history of the Skrulls in a little bit. I like the Skrulls as being just a naturally evolved. What are the next? Were the Pop-Upians the work of the Celestials too? I want to see the Pop-Upians in this story.
I just wonder if, when they need to changes done, and if anyone questions it, it's like, oh, this is a post-Secret Wars universe.
Well, yeah, I mean that's Franklin Richards.
Tell me, Galactus. Tell me the story of everything I changed.
Yeah, tell me about the universe I built out of nothing.
The multiverse I built.
Yeah, just for fun and giggles. Franklin.
The only thing to survive the end of the universe: Galactus, cockroaches, and Franklin Richards.
Yeah, because he made it up. Well, but it makes sense because the entire universe only exists because Franklin wants it to. That's the story of Franklin Richards.
So I wonder if that's going to be the thing, if everything's going to wink out of existence when he dies or something.
Well, I mean, I think what they're suggesting is he becomes.
Oh yeah. He's like the new Galactus. Like he's gonna reincarnate or whatever in the next universe, like Galactus did.
Yeah, and then Galactus actually becomes the matter of the Big Bang.
Yes.
Yes. Which makes you wonder who was the Galactus in Galen's universe. I'm just saying, I like how the two atoms in the Andromeda Galaxy just don't want to leave the other one alone. It's like they don't want to be the one to leave them alone. It's so sweet and loving. Yeah, I mean, I love this, but there's so much you can talk about. Oh, also, interestingly enough, Ishtar is now an elder god along with Chithon, Set, and Gaia. And that's new. That feels new to me. I don't know if that was in another book, but you even see, because they give you that, when they give you the flashback, that is actually from, if I recall correctly, this panel here, I believe that is from what was the one was Atlantis attacks with the serpent crown?
Yes. I mean, there were multiple stories with the serpent crown. I believe
that was one of the backstories in there where they give the origin of the elder gods, and you just see 3 there, not 4. That's Gaia, Set, and Chithon.
Oh, you reminded me of something. You mentioned the serpent crown. I don't know if you read the last issue. Guess where the serpent crown's popping up now to throw more gasoline on the fire.
What? Where?
Invaders.
Oh, Invaders?
Yes. Namor's right-hand man hands him the serpent crown to put on. So there's more.
Is Namor really that stupid? Is he that stupid? Okay, yes, Namor is that stupid. Yeah. We know, but.
so more bad stuff to throw in his brain pan there.
Leave Namor alone. Man needs to retire. He's been doing this since the 40s. The guy's got to just say, you know what? Let me
40s, wasn't he in wasn't it 1939?
Yeah. He's just after Superman. Yeah. We need Aquaman. Famous motion picture funnies, which was actually a promo book, if I recall correctly. You couldn't buy that book. You had to go to the movie theater, and they would give you that book.
Oh.
Yes, if I recall correctly. I could be wrong, but I believe it was a promo book. I forget what theater chain was giving it away. But yes, but that's where Namor first appears, which is why I believe Bill Everett actually owns Namor, or the Everett estate owns Namor, which is a whole other thing of legal issues. But man, I'd love to see Namor get his movie just so we can say created by Bill Everett.
Oh, but we should be getting more Namor next issue because the cover looks like it gets to the 40s with Captain America and everyone.
Yeah, and I love that about all histories of anything. It's like first there was the Big Bang, and then 8 billion years of everything, and then the 40s happened.
And then Marvel Comics #1.
Yeah. I mean, not for nothing. Even freaking Two Gun Kid and Rawhide Kid, and then there was some cowboy comics, But then Human Torch,
there were some cowboys. Odin was stooping everyone, and then we get to Marvel Comics #1.
Hey, he's not as bad as Zeus.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and not for nothing. It kind of seems like Odin's just super Machiavellian about it. I want to. It's not even like he's not even in the guy. It's just
as a plot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, hey. I mean, you're good. You're pretty enough, gal. But what I really want is that cosmic Earth power and my cosmic Asgard power, and just get those two together and make us a little human. The Earthican Asgardian baby.
Odin sticking that hammer everywhere.
Hey, man, I also found it interesting, Tuck the Cave Boy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's the first I've ever heard of him. Now I want to see the further adventures of Tuck.
Well, it's
the Cave Boy.
I wasn't familiar either, but it was in the annotations, I believe. Yeah. They say I think they say
it's from 1941.
Yeah.
Captain America comics.
Captain America.
He's actually he had the backup story in Captain America comics 1 through 5, 1941.
Which, if anything appeared in Captain America comics, I was going to say I'm sure Mark Waid knows about it because I think Captain America is his favorite character.
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure he's probably read every issue of Captain America ever.
I find it interesting he decided that he was an Inhuman. I wish I was Inhuman. That'd be awesome.
Maybe he's going to show up later. Maybe, long range.
Yeah, this is the new ones. Yes. Yes. Anyway, hey, we got a good friend. We got a new guy here. Hi, new person. Any whoosies. Yeah, so, I mean, that's the epic history of Marvel. History of the... Big Bad Brad is back! Oh, I love this guy.
Hi, Brad. But, no, you were talking about, free comics at the movie theater or whatever. When I put my code in for this History of the Marvel Universe, I got a copy of Valkyrie, Jane Foster, #1.
Oh, just for free or in addition?
Instead of this issue, I got Jane Foster #1.
Oh, you probably mistyped the letter, and it just happened to be Jane Foster.
I mean, I could try again, but I don't think I retype and let So I've seen it happen before.
I'll have to try and enter my code later to see if I get Jane Foster too.
Yeah, but I mean, it was a good issue.
Oh yeah. Jane Foster. Yeah, I haven't read it yet. There's so many books to read. In fact, big disappointment this week. Actually, one of them, the book I didn't read this week, because there's always at least one, is where did I put it? There it is. Star Trek #6.
Oh,
the Q conflict.
Oh.
Yeah, we got Trelawney, we got Q, and then there's some other people there. I haven't gotten to read it yet. I'm really excited to read it because I love Q and I love Trelawney. Squire Trelawney. He's awesome.
Oh, but do you want some spoilers for Jane Foster?
Sure. Spoilers.
The villain Blue Streak has a gang and they rob a...
I'm sorry, did you just say the villain Blue Streak?
Yes.
Is taking on Thor.
Well, he has a whole gang in high-tech suits. Well, and it's not Thor. She's Valkyrie now. But
okay.
One of them gets away because they were transporting Dragon Fang, the old Valkyrie's sword.
Yeah.
And guess who ends up with the sword and ends up appearing to kill Heimdall with it?
Loki?
You'll never guess. No, it's no Asgardian. Somehow the sword finds its way into Bullseye's hands.
That seems poor. Do you guys know anything about the new superhero shows that come out on Amazon Prime? The Boys. Oh,
is that out? Is that out yet? I'm not sure.
No, I don't think so. I think it comes out. Well, it might be coming out in August. Or actually, is it out? Oh, it is out. Yes. So here's what I know about The Boys. It is. I mean, I know what The Boys comic is about, which is about basically, you have a bunch of superheroes pumped up by like super soldier serum plus. There's a super soldier serum plus that gives you superpowers, and this company owns it, and they sort of manufacture superheroes, and the superheroes are kind of like above the law. But then there's this group, like a shield group, that like controls them by extreme prejudice kind of actions. Here's what I'm going to say. Here's what I have to say about it. I thought it was going to be a really nice dichotomy to have both The Tick and The Boys on Amazon Prime. Because I do feel that both present the idea of what if superhumans were real, but one looks at it as a farce and one looks at it as a drama, and for the life of me, I cannot tell you which is which. Because there are a lot of farcical aspects to The Boys, just in the fact that anyone tolerates their existence. Because not for nothing, you can kill these people, which is like the entire premise is that actually, yeah, they got super speed, they got super strength, but if you hit them just right, they go down like a bag of wet hammers.
You have to give them some kind of weakness.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is interesting. I'm planning on watching it. What I'm going to say is I am less excited about it than when it first got announced. When it first got announced, I was like, oh, yes, this is going to be a great thing to compare and contrast. This is going to be the thing. And then Amazon canceled The Tick, and I was like, well, do I trust you now, Amazon, to actually pick good shows? Because you kind of dropped the ball on this one because The Tick was awesome. The Tick was probably the best show I ever saw on Amazon Prime. Probably the best adaptation of Tick I've ever seen. And maybe even one of the best superhero story adaptations I've ever seen. In the way that you can take what was in the comics, evolve it into something new and different. So that's good. So yeah, I am looking forward to The Boys. I am going to definitely watch it. At least, well, I have Amazon Prime, so it's free. So what the heck, I'll watch it. Yeah. I think I can't watch it with Tristan. Although I think Tristan's kind of intrigued by it.
I thought you
would watch it once by myself, and then maybe I'll let him watch it, Mm-hmm. The Boys.
You're a boy.
Yes, I am a boy, but that's not the point.
I'm a real boy. I'm a real boy.
Yes. Oh, yes. The real boy.
But no, I don't know if Amazon's like interested in like shorter runs, because I know. Oh, not that I think there's a lot of material there, but they did Neil Gaiman's Good Omens, which I haven't watched yet either. Oh. But I guess that's only one season. They're not doing any more.
Yeah, but that's because the story, there's like a set story that ends.
Yeah.
The Tick is an open-ended property.
Yeah, true.
And essentially because it is a reimagining of The Tick, you can tell more stories with The Tick. So that doesn't have that. And how many seasons are around in Man in the High Castle?
I don't know.
I don't know either. And I honestly, for something that was a Philip K. Dick short story that had nothing to do with what they're talking about,
unless they're getting a lot of downloads or something, or how.
Well, I'm sure they are. I mean, it's all about the downloads, but I know that I'm not watching it because, first off, if I wanted to watch what it would be like if Nazis conquered America, I'd watch MSNBC. Yeah, you can take that however you want, kids. That's what I'm going to tell you. You can take that however you want.
Sure.
Or you can, Fox it, whatever. But it's people like it. I hear good things. I'm not going to say it's a bad show because I've never watched it. I can't say it's a bad show. I'm going to say, does it hit my sweet spot of what my nerd brain wants? No, it doesn't. The Boys probably gets closer. But I also think that, I guess, at least from the trailers, I kind of feel like there's much more bish and bang in it. And as an example, you compare that to the Watchmen trailer, which I am super stoked about.
Oh, did you see who they cast as the president, playing himself as the president?
God help me. Who's the president?
Robert Redford.
Oh, okay. So Robert Redford.
Robert Redford as the president, yes.
Oh, well, okay. I can see that.
I guess Robert Redford wins the presidency in 1992, I think it said, or something. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess it feeds into the idea of...
an actor, yeah.
Yeah, well, and the idea of celebrity and, honestly, I'm not sure Robert Redford is the deepest world leader in the world, Not for nothing, the man has lived a privileged life, and privilege, as...
I just didn't know if they were going for, like, the Reagan analogy, former actor becomes politician.
Well, actually, in the old books, they did suggest that Reagan was going to challenge Nixon for the nomination at the end of the first book. That, and they said, really, an actor president? That's ridiculous. I'd be more fascinated to find out if Reagan actually won.
Oh, yeah, maybe they'll mention that.
And it's entirely possible.
Maybe he was between Nixon and Redford.
Yeah, I mean, that's the idea, is that maybe you had Reagan, he had his terms, and then Redford come in because, actor to actor, that makes sense. And obviously this is a world where they don't have I forget which amendment it is that says you can only be president twice. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. I like that they apparently have like a silver Rorschach, which is kind of cool. I like that they have the idea that cops all wear masks because that way, criminals can't come after their families, which is an interesting idea. I mean, it's not a good idea, but it's an interesting idea in how you present it. I like that you have Veidt as an old guy now.
Oh yeah, this is all this is all post the movie and the series. So yeah,
exactly. So I'm very excited about the Watchmen. I'm very excited about it. I will say to me that is the kind of thing that HBO Max is all about.
Yeah,
that is why they're building out HBO Max, which I've said is going to be a big thing. I actually think HBO Max could rival Disney Plus. Because if nothing else, it has the underdog story going for it.
Yeah.
And you always want the underdog story. You always want to be the guy who, I'm punching up to that big mouse. What's up, Doc? That's what you want. That's what you want for your story. And I actually think that there's a good chance that HBO Max will be what Warner's is looking for. I have faith. I believe in DC Warners, believe it or not. As much as flack as we give them, I actually believe there's so much good content there. They just got to stop stepping on their own cape.
You just want to throw your support behind Watchmen because you heard Alan Moore is not, against the idea of the series.
Alan Moore's against everything.
I know. Including
you know why? You know why Alan Moore's against everything?
Why?
Because he signed away his rights and he can't cash the checks anymore.
Oh.
It's like, here's the thing. When Coolio got mad at Weird Al Yankovic said, yeah, but he still cashed the check. Because Weird Al gives you the royalties. And it's like everyone agreed, okay, yeah, we're gonna make Amish Paradise, it's gonna be a big hit, and Tupac was all cool with that, and then someone said, "Oh, Tupac, you selling out?" Weird Al Yankovic's making a parody, and then Tupac was like, "No, man, I'm not selling out. I hate that." And Weird Al Yankovic, yeah, I'm sorry you got upset, but dude cashed the check. Now I don't know if Alan Moore cashes the check because I'm going to tell you right now, they send him a check.
Oh, do they? Yeah, I'm trying to remember. I thought I heard somewhere, unless I imagined, I thought they said he doesn't cash the checks, or I don't know.
Well, here's what I'll say. Marvel's not gonna destroy his image because not for nothing. It's in their best interest to maintain that outsider image.
Yeah.
It's in their best interest to say, "Oh, yeah, Alan Moore hates all this corporate stuff. Don't you want to see what Alan Moore doesn't want you to see?"
You mean DC? DC likes it, or?
I'm sure. Well, I think here's the thing. I don't think anyone really wants to work with Alan Moore again.
I mean, they have all his stuff, so.
Well, I mean, they have it, and they send him a check because by due diligence, the lawyer says, "Look, you got to send him this check."
Yeah,
I don't care, And if he wants to give, who's the other guy on Watchmen?
Dave Gibbons.
Dave Gibbons. Yeah, I always want to say Neil Gaiman because it's the G's and they're filed right next to each other. But I know it's not Neil Gaiman because he does his other great stuff. But no, yeah, Dave Gibbons. So. And what DC says is, look, if he wants to endorse that check over to Dave Gibbons, I'm sure Dave Gibbons is more than happy to take the second check. He says, okay, great, thanks for the second check, Alan. You're a top drawer guy. Glad you don't have to be a sellout. But I've never heard Dave Gibbons say he's gotten the check endorsed to it.
Yeah.
And I think everyone's like, I think he cashes the check.
Yeah, probably.
You know, honestly, he lives a lifestyle. Lifestyles are cheap.
Get the spaghetti TV dinner.
Did you eat the last one?
No, there's no more.
Okay, we'll get more spaghetti TV dinners later.
Yay!
He loves the banquet spaghetti TV dinners.
I just like spaghetti.
But they raised the price of them. It's like $1.25 now.
Oh no,
Spaghetti?
they're not a sponsor, but they would like to be.
Yes. Well, hey, banquet TV dinners. I'm
Sure.
a big fan of your work.
I'll let Tristan eat it on camera if they sponsor us.
Yeah. Well, you know. Anyway.
Speaking of catching the checks.
Yeah, cashing the check. Anyway, but that's what I'm mostly excited about is Watchmen. What else is going on? Do you want to talk about House of X? You want to save that for?
I wanted to say that for Capes, but no, you sent me a list of stuff you wanted to talk about. Do you want to talk?
Yeah.
about
Okay. Okay. WandaVision. We've given all the praise to HBO Max. Let's talk about what Disney Plus is. I can't keep these things straight anymore. What Disney Plus is doing.
Yes.
Okay, so we have WandaVision coming. And I am very excited about this because at least the theory is WandaVision leads directly into Doctor Strange 2, Electric
They said
Boogaloo.
it does. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. I'm not at Comic-Con. I'm not Lilith.
I mean, I think they at least confirmed, okay, WandaVision happens first, and then the character of Wanda goes over to Doctor Strange too.
Yeah. And again, like as I've said earlier, it's my big belief that Mordo is in it, but he's not the villain yet. This is where we start to get the break because it is going to be about how do we solve a problem like Wanda. And I actually think that's what the central theme of WandaVision is the idea that there is this realization within the powers that be, whether it's Sword, whether it's Shield, whether it's something else, that Wanda, Captain Marvel is super powerful, but she's not crazy, and also is mostly off-world. There's this kind of a aspect of Captain Marvel where maybe it's more useful that she be off saving Kree or off saving Skrulls and not being on our planet. Because if she was on our planet, maybe that's going to get to be a little more complicated than we'd like it to be.
Or she solved every problem.
Well, or cause a lot of problems by trying to solve them, which is the inherent problem of Superman. It's if you ever read the first appearance of Diablo in the Fantastic Four, and he solves all the world's problems, but every solution actually, in that case, it's actually all the solutions eventually just don't last, and everything else happens, and there's all these problems with it. But the idea being that if Dr. Doom could really save the world, do you really think he would be Dr. Doom?
Yeah.
I mean, would he really? It's like he wants to save the world in his way, and his way doesn't actually save the world. It just says he's in a good place. So I can get the idea that for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, there's this worry about Wanda. And maybe there's even a conspiracy. Oh, shades of Illuminati. Maybe shades of the century with Doctor Strange to sort of put Wanda in a place. And one of the things I'm thinking about is this. Because my actual idea was that they're going to put her in some kind of virtual reality simulation.
Yeah.
That's what WandaVision is. Yeah, that it's going to be a virtual reality simulation. And they're going to have remember the Truman Show?
Yes, that's what I was.
And you have Truman's wife, who's sort of like her job, sort of make sure that Truman gets steered in the right direction, make sure that things go in the way it's supposed to. And I got to think that's going to be Monica Rambeau's. She's got babysitter duty. And I think when we're going to open it up, it's going to be Monica and Wanda having coffee, and what's his name? Bentley comes in, or the guy who plays Vision.
Oh, Paul Bettany.
Bettany. Yeah, I always put extra L's in words. Bettany comes in, and it's like, oh, hey, let's all, have another lovely day in the WandaVision.
Or what if it's like, someone rebuilds Vision's body, but they're like, oh yeah, no, his mind's like in this, I don't know, out of control computer program. So Wanda goes in after him, and that's why she's in kind of virtual reality or whatever.
I don't know yet. I mean, that's another possibility. But my idea is that the best idea is that it's this simulation, but that what they realize is that while they created the simulation to contain Wanda, she starts affecting things outside of the simulation, and maybe Vision just gets resurrected in the real world, and that's when Monica just starts to develop her powers because maybe in the alternate reality, in the virtual reality, it is she has these powers.
Oh.
So she's a superhero in that, because, she doesn't have real powers in the real world.
Mm-hmm.
But then Wanda gives her powers, So she gets because the virtual reality starts bleeding into real reality, which leads to the multiverse of madness. And that's what we get in that. That's my theory, But yeah, I mean, it could be that they resurrect Vision and maybe Wanda goes in to try and fix him, saying, I have the power of the Mind Stone, and the Mind Stone is what's missing, so maybe I can do this. Yada, yada, yada.
I was going to say, Doctor Strange 2, they're talking about the multiverse. It's in 2021. 2021. Wanda's going to be there. What if they're talking multiverse? What if she pulls a reverse No More Mutants and somehow, I don't want to say creates mutants, but brings them in?
Well, actually, we're going to talk about a lot of this on Capes and Lunatics, so tune in about 8 or 9 minutes, depending on when Lilith gets here. So tune in for Capes and Lunatics, because I actually think that what we see in House of X actually is how they're going to introduce the mutants. Because there's a line in there about, all of a sudden this embassy, and oh, by the way, super political, they put the embassy for Krakoa in Jerusalem, not in Tel Aviv, the actual capital of Israel. They're pulling a big Donald Trump there. Obviously, Magneto's is making his opinions known about those conflicts.
Come on, you're killing me here. Come on.
I'm just telling you, man. I'm just telling you. You're putting it in Jerusalem. That's a big statement. That's disputed territory. But okay, that's what they did. That's what they chose to do. It's a fictional story. Marvel made a statement by making that be the thing. Anyway. Hi, Bobby. Welcome to the show. I hope you like it. This guy named Bobby watching, or a girl named Bobby. I don't know. Can't see. It almost looks like Yahoo Serious in the picture. So hard to tell. Never want to misgender anyone. But here we go. Back to the story. Yeah, no, it is a political statement, but what it is the idea that they say, I didn't even know this country existed prior to this moment. Mm-hmm. Which kind of suggests that,
MCU?
Yeah, well, yeah, what if in the MCU, mutants have always been there, but Charles Xavier, Omega-level telepathic mutant, makes sure that stuff stays under wraps.
Oh, we're going to get into Charles Xavier on Capes and Lunatics.
Yeah, well, it's a supervillain power. And did you notice how many Omega-level mutants have telepathy as their power?
I have a theory about that.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about that, yeah.
Why
that Cyclops evil head
was put there? I have a theory.
Yeah, but my idea is that when we get to the MCU, it's not going to be that, mutants suddenly exist. It's like, no, mutants have always existed. But because it was better for the world, it was better for mutants for Charles Xavier to keep this a secret, he kept this a secret. He definitely, he made it so that mutants could get to his school. But that, generally speaking, he used his powers to just keep it quiet. And, of course, S.H.I.E.L.D. was probably cool with that, because Hydra S.H.I.E.L.D. definitely just wants all this stuff kept quiet. If they get out of line, the X-Men are going to help us lock these guys up. We're a good, friendly Hydra S.H.I.E.L.D. You don't know that yet. Although maybe Charles Xavier does and just says, you know what, it's worth the risk just to keep mutants safe, So, yeah, that's how I think they're going to introduce mutants. It's not going to be something makes mutants come into the existence. It's that mutants were always there. And then it just gets open. And I think what's going to happen is something's going to happen. Some mutant-level event is going to happen. And Charles Xavier just can't control it anymore.
Or Magneto's going to attack somebody. Just like, Eric!
Yeah, Magneto. I still don't think he should be classified as an Omega-level mutant. Although, we got to see in that book exactly why Hitch is talking about, I just wrote all these pages on what actually classifies as an Omega-level mutants. And this is why this is, both these mutants have the top power of their group, but this one's group is more specialer than the other. Wait, and my question still is like, it's got an Omega-level mutant? It made Bobby an Omega-level mutant. Man makes ice cubes. I'm just saying.
He controls moisture.
Actually, he controls. Technically, he controls entropy. So he can remove entropy from the system, making it cold.
Mm-hmm.
So that's all I'm saying. So it is kind of like an omega because it works on a quantum level. But yeah. We call it temperature control, but really it is about removing stuff from the universe, or
what to make
basically
basically
violating the laws of physics.
Well, making the cessation of movement on that molecular level.
Well, actually, there's a suggestion maybe in that is that maybe there is, maybe for a fun fact, that maybe any firepower character has to have an equal and opposite cold power character. Because, you pull the entropy out of things, maybe that entropy has to go somewhere. It goes to a firepower character. Maybe. Or maybe there's just an exhaust port in the universe somewhere where all of the firepower goes, and then all of the, and maybe, like I said, maybe it goes gets shunted to another dimension where firepower beings pull on it,
Oh, that would be interesting. The more Iceman uses his powers, like some fire user gets stronger and vice versa, or weaker.
Well, no, you just store the energy in another dimension, like Cyclops' eyes, which are powered by the Crimson Bands and Cyprak, of course. So that there's a heat dimension, and beings who create heat pull from the heat dimension, and beings that remove heat transfer heat to the heat dimension. So you get this little cycle.
All right. Well, should we wrap it up there so we can go talk House of X on Capes and Lunatics?
Yeah, as soon as Lilith gets here, yeah, let's do that. So let's call this a day, Philip. Quit dragging it out all the time with your nonsensicery. Philip, if people would like to reach out to you and talk nonsense and nonsensicery with you, how can they do so?
Well, you can always get a hold of me, NightwingPDP at gmail.com. On Twitter, I am at NightwingPDP. And you can find Superconnectivity on Facebook, on Twitter at SuperConnectPod. Follow Capes and Lunatics on Instagram. Check out capesandlunatics.org. Go check out the Capes and Lunatics YouTube channel. Go check out our weekly newsletter, capesandlunatics.home.blog. So go subscribe to that. And our voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can watch us live on GetVocal.com.
Yes, and if you join us in a few minutes, we're going to try and do it here.
Yes.
For Capes and Lunatics, but if we can't be here, scoot over to YouTube and our YouTube channel for you, Capes and Lunatics, where we will be live streaming.
And if we're not here, Lilith's fault.
It's if Lilith can figure it out. And by the way, Bobby, I would love to see Avengers again. I got to see Spider-Man again, too. There's like so many movies I got to see again.
Well, Endgame's coming out digitally soon, and then like on Blu-ray and stuff like middle August.
Do you think I can afford a Blu-ray player? I do cable.
It's coming out digitally soon.
Okay, well, digitally, yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Although, I want to get my Disney Plus, so I just pay one flat rate. Okay. I like that. I like pay the rate, get the movies. That's my goal in life. Anyway, if you would like to write to me, talk to me, all the ideas that are in my head, in your heads, and everyone else's head, you can always write to me in that old-fashioned email way where our Ma's and Pa's once did at superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog, all one word, at the gmail.com. And, of course, follow me on Twitter as I live tweet Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when I'm not doing podcasts, which is usually when Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. is on. At Charlie Esser, that's CharlieEsselCR. There's the two E's in the middle.
For quality.
Ding! I agree with you, Bobby. I really want to see Endgame on demand. It'll be great. Just watch it over and over and pause and increase. Pause, increase, clarify, increase.
Jeez.
My TV doesn't do that, but I'd like to imagine it could. Hey, gang, that has been Superconnectivity once again for this week. I hope you enjoyed it, because I sure did. Please super connect with us again next. Good night.
Good.
Now we dance.
No.
Everyone's dancing.
That's our end credit scene.
Oh, he says we need to put the links in the chats.
Okay.
Okay, So Phil's in charge of putting stuff in places. So just so you know.
Okay, well you're gonna have to jump.
I don't do hard work.
Well, you're gonna have to jump out of here and then jump in the Capes of Lunatics. So.
Okay, are we doing it here or are we doing it on Hangouts?
Do it everywhere.
We're doing it everywhere. Okay, we're doing it live.